But we'll start with the Cubs. Key additions. The biggest one's going to be Kyle Tucker, acquired in a trade. I think they gave up. I'm blanking. I have it right here. Hold on.
Cody Bellinger to the Yankees.
They sent Cody Bellinger to the Yankees. That's true. They gave up Isaac Paredes and Hayden Wesneski for Kyle Tucker. I think that's going to benefit the lineup a lot. A couple free agent acquisitions. Justin Turner, holy old. 14 years of service time, 40 years old. Signed him to a 1-year contract. John Birdie from the Marlins. Colin Ray, I think, from the Brewers.
Caleb, he was a Yankee, my friend.
He was a Yankee?
John Birdie was a Yankee.
He was never Marlin.
He was.
Okay, but he came from the Yankees.
Yeah, I was just saying old news.
Okay. Yeah, they all kind of mesh up sometimes. Noted for our next immaculate grid. I'll keep that in the back of the mind.
Yeah.
Matthew Boyd, 2-year contract. Carson Kelly, 2-year contract. Via trade, we talked about Kyle Tucker. Ryan Brazier. I'm guessing that's French. Brasier.
He wears it on his chest.
Wears it on his chest. I don't know if that's good for a pitcher. That hurt a little bit wearing it on the chest. Ryan Presley, that's a big one, acquired from the Astros with cash for Juan Bayo. Obviously lose Cody Bellinger to the Yankees. That's a big loss. You lose Wesneski, like we talked about, Paredes. And I think that's it. Anything I'm missing off the top, Seth?
Did you hit Colin Ray 1-year deal?
Colin Ray 1-year deal. Yep. Got him as a free agent.
Sleeper Cody Brewers. Cody Poteet, he was acquired in that Bellinger deal in 2 days before that trade happened. I got my shipment in from eBay. The rookie auto Cody Poteet in the Yankees uniform. Hopefully he comes back and he's the ace, turns into an ace. I don't know, but
I don't know if this makes it better or worse for you. I'm sure you don't care. He got acquired by the Cubs on March 1st, optioned to the minors.
Already
optioned.
Doesn't surprise me. He wasn't major league ready yet.
Yeah, tough look on the Cubs. Looking at last year's performance, average at the plate for the most part. They're 8th in stolen bases, 17th in batting average, 13th in OPS, 12th in runs, 20th in home runs. But Wrigley Field, I think Baseball Savant has them as the 5th most pitcher-friendly field, which makes sense when you look at their starting pitching. 6th in ERA, 6th in walks per 9. Strikeout rate wasn't great, 26th. Their bullpen was really bad. In the sports betting community, that was kind of a thing for a while, was if you get into the Cubs bullpen, take a live over. If the Cubs are winning, take the other team to win, because I think Hector Neris was the closer there for a while. Wasn't great. Was not great.
Wasn't quite cutting it, as they say.
No, I ended up getting cut. I don't know where he's at now. Lineup, we'll go through this. R.I.P. Hector Neris. Lineup, we'll go through this really quick. Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, Seiya Suzuki, Michael Busch, Dansby Swanson, Nico Horner, who will not be playing in Japan, with the hopes of him being ready for opening day. Pete Crow Armstrong, Matt Shaw, and Miguel Amaya. Starting rotation, Imanaga, Steele, Taillon, Boyd, Colin Ray. And then the projected bullpen, Keegan Thompson, Julian Merriweather, not Mayweather, Caleb Tealbar, Nate Pearson, Tyson Miller, Ryan Brazier, our guy, Frenchman, Porter Hodge, and Ryan Presley. Seth, here's what I want to say about the Cubs real quick. Last year was Craig Counsell's first year. It kind of feels like things didn't go great. They finished second in the division, didn't make the playoffs. I think a lot of people expected better from this Cubs team. But now there's a little bit of a sense of, okay, Counsell's got 1 year under him. Maybe we give him a grace period, and this is the year. You go get Kyle Tucker. You lose Bellinger, but you get Tucker. What are your thoughts on the Cubs for this year?
I think the Tucker pickup is huge. That was one of the things when they traded away Cody Bellinger. They were like, if they don't do anything now, what are they doing? Just selling talent at this point. And watching Talking Baseball, watching Trevor Plouffe, he had one of the most clipped quotes of like recent history for baseball podcasts. It was great. He said, back in the day when we would have multiple good players at the same spot, we wouldn't ship those guys off. We wouldn't trade them off. We'd call that depth.
Yeah.
And I mean, you look at teams like the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are just stacking up good players after good players after good players. And it seems like just for the fun of it, just pointing and laughing at everybody else. The fact that they made the Tucker move makes them in the conversation. If they wouldn't have made that move and followed by the Presley move, there's not a question they wouldn't be out of the conversation. Because aside from them, I think PCA, good speed guy, but he's got to get on base. Ian Happ, he's one of those guys that's just a consistent bat in the lineup. He's not a top tier name guy, but he's good. Outside of those guys, it's just kind of like Nico Horner. We're like, we need to look at what are these guys doing on a consistent basis. And I think the Cubs, the word that described them last year was just strictly inconsistent. It was one of those things where it was like, are they winning today or are they losing today? You never know. I mean, in my mind, I never kept my eyes on the Cubs, and I was like, they're a 500 ball club. And they could win or lose every single game. It's just what it is. They're never, to me, unless they're playing the Rockies or the Marlins that are just guaranteed losses, they weren't like, it was like, who knows? It's a coin flip. So,
and it's also, you say that about always thinking them as like a middling 500 team. I don't think a lot of people expected that from them last year. I know Evan and I did the Central preview last year, and we talked about how big an addition Council was going to be. And, they performed under what they were projected to win. Their Pythagorean win-loss based on the runs scored and runs allowed, 88 and 74. They won 5 less games than that. And I think this might be the year. Give you a little triangle there. Pythagorean, baby. Runs scored squared plus runs allowed squared equals something. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Luckily, Baseball Reference does it for us, though, so we don't have to manually go through and do it. But, yeah, very convenient. The starting rotation, Imanaga had a great year last year. Steele's put up Cy Young numbers before. Taillon, that's a Yankee, right?
Former Yankee.
Yeah. Didn't come straight from the Yankees, though.
He did in a free agent signing. There was no trade acquisition. He was a free agent signed there.
Okay, gotcha. So it looks like last year, 327. That was better than his last 2 years. So the rotation's looking up, and there's no doubt they've made improvements to their bullpen that were much needed. I mean, just getting Ryan Presley in there as a closer is going to help out a lot. So my worry is the same way I say that about Craig Counsell. Maybe it takes a year, get your feet under you in a new place. It kind of worries me that we did not see much improvement when he got in there. I don't know what the cause of that would be. I do have minor hesitations with the Cubs. Just blindly looking at the odds to win the division, didn't expect the Cubs to be first. I was expecting the Brewers. I was kind of shocked by that. So, win total?
What's the line? Give it to me, Dylan.
85.5.
85.5. I was really hoping you'd give me something like 80. 88. That was my hope.
Nope, I can't. Well, it looks like there's an 87 out there.
I'll take the under on the 87.
Yeah, I'm going under here too. Oddly enough, I think the Central is going to be a little bit more competitive than what people think. I was shocked that the Cubs were the favorite. I would not be surprised to see the Brewers, Reds. Yeah, I like the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals a little bit more than the general public, but we'll see. We'll get into all of that.